Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Love and Light TV. I know this is extremely different considering the fact that one, I am doing two videos on Sunday and not just the normal one that I do on the regular weekly basis. And then two, I'm outside. Today was such a beautiful day here in Atlanta that I wanted to take some time and just come outside and film today because there are some things that were on my heart that I wanted to share, and I just felt really led and impressed to just do it this way today. So I'm excited. I have on my sunglasses. Hey, I can't see really anybody right now, only because the sun is shining a certain way, but I'm in my backyard and I am just enjoying this beautiful weather. So you may hear cars in the background, you may hear dogs barking, you may hear ambulance going by. It doesn't. I don't know. I live in Atlanta, so it's hard to tell what you will actually hear while I'm shooting this video. But I wanted to take a moment and talk about overcoming insecurity. So for everybody who's coming in and those who are saying hi, I can't see you because the glare is just too strong, but hello to everybody. And I'm so grateful that I get an opportunity again to be able to connect with you through the power of YouTube. Not only that, but again, if you like the Love and Light shirt, I don't know how well it's coming through because of the sun. However, I want you to know that you are able to order your Love and Light shirt. All you have to do is inbox me or on Facebook or DM me on Instagram. It's only $20. You can Cash App it, and I will send your shirts out immediately. But I wanted to talk about overcoming insecurities. And usually when I do a lesson or I teach something or I talk about something, I like to talk um, from a place of having already overcame it in a sense, or that I already have experienced major victory in that area. However, I'm also learning that I have to talk about things that I am currently dealing with. And some people, they look at me or they hear me talking or they see me and they honestly believe that I don't have insecurities. And the truth is, I do. Um, People see, a 6'4" in the gym, bald head black man who's, somewhat educated, who works hard, who a lot of people want to be with or whatever, and they can easily think that, I just have everything cool, like I don't have no insecurities. But the truth is, I do. And I'm learning that the major root of my insecurities come from the fact that I realize that the most important person in my life loves me and supports me, but just doesn't fully accept me for who I am. And that's my mom. My mom is amazing, and I love her. And she is very powerful, and she's a beautiful woman. She has a good heart, and I have seen my mom just be amazing in so many areas. However, I also know that because of what my mother has been taught and because of what my mother has experienced in life, it prevents her from fully accepting me. And I know that she struggles with the fact that, I'm gay or bisexual or however anybody wants to categorize me. I know she struggles with that because of her religious beliefs and what she's been taught. I think there's a battle, in my opinion. I don't know this to be fact, but in my opinion, I think my mom battles greatly because part of her wants to fully accept me, and then the other part of her wants to say, love the sinner but hate the sin. And when we make comments like love the sinner but hate the sin, we still demonize people, especially when it comes to things like sexuality and sexual orientation. Now, yes, we know that there are just some things that are just flat out wrong. We understand, murdering and lying and, stealing and just so many wrong things we can talk about. But when it comes to a person's orientation, um, for someone to be looked at as having a deficiency because of their of something that they did not choose or something that they um, did not ask for, it is very, very, very demeaning, and it's very difficult. Um, a lot of people, they see me as strong, and yes, in a lot of areas, I am extremely strong. However, I was just telling the new energy in my life this today after I finished our Love and Light Empowerment that the greater the gift, the greater the challenge. The higher the gift, the higher a person is in their gift, the greater the challenge that they experience on a daily basis. It is not easy knowing that I have been used by the universe to help change so many people's lives. So many people, and I'm not bragging, I just want to make a point. So many people's lives have been saved. So many families have been brought back together. So many people are now walking in their calling and walking in their purpose. So many people have discovered themselves, started walking in their truth. And just the work that I do as a counselor in the medical field, so many people who were, deathly sick are, life has been changed and life has been blessed, through the gifts that God has given me. And it hurts so bad to know that no matter how good I am or how great I am in so many areas, to me, in my mother's opinion, I am still I am still at a deficit. And just the other day, my mom called me, probably maybe about a week or two ago. Her and my daughter were in Columbus and where they live, and they went to the grocery store. And my mom evidently had a picture of me on the phone, and somebody walked past and saw the picture of me. And when they saw the picture, they immediately was like, "Oh my God, do you know him?" And she was like, "Yes, that's my son." And they began to testify to her about how the work that I do in empowerment and life coaching and the work that I do in HIV and just the work that God has blessed me to do, how it has changed their life. And my mom called me and was like, and she said this, and I know she meant it from a place of love, but it was so difficult for me to handle at that moment because I knew that in my heart, I'm still not good enough. I'm still not where she wants me to be because I love my mom. Y'all have no idea how much I love my mother. And she called me and she said, I was in the store and somebody came up to me and they were just telling me how, you helped change their life. And I was like, and what did you say? And she was like, I said, oh, that's good. And I'm like, that's all you said? She said, and this was her response. She said, Mikey, because that's what they call me. Please don't y'all call me Mikey. But she said, Mikey, she said, I'm not surprised by the people whose lives you change. She said, but I just know that there's so much more for you. And at that moment, my heart broke a little bit because I realized that until I am the way that my mom wants me to be until I am married to a woman, until I'm back pastoring a traditional church, until I am back with, maybe a couple more children and maybe not children because she's not, that's not the bigger thing. I'm never going to be good enough for her. And although she doesn't see it as that, she sees it as, I'm supporting you, I'm, believing with you, I'm praying for you, you're my baby, hallelujah. And I know that one day God is going to set you free. And I understand she means that from a place of love, but I just don't think that she understands how me not being good enough or being seen as someone with a deficiency because of my orientation, how that affects me. I don't think that she understands that. And I've tried to explain it to her. I've tried to let her understand and see. And I also know that she's also trying. She's trying to understand. But that religious, dogmatic teaching that she has received will not fully allow her to embrace me totally as her child and as someone who is just as amazing as my brother. It's amazing. Like my younger brother, who is married now, and he is married to a beautiful woman, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm so excited for him. Um, Before he was married, he was living with his girlfriend at the time, and then multiple girlfriends in the past. And me and my brother are a whole lot alike. We're different on a couple of things, but we're a whole lot alike in a lot of areas. And if y'all, for those who know me, you'll catch it, right? And so, but my mom would never have an issue going to their home, staying in their home, cooking dinner, having family time. But she would never come into my home when I was married to Aaron. She would never acknowledge, our union or like it just doesn't matter what I do or what I say or how hard I work or what good things I do. I'm in her eyes. I am still at a deficiency until I get delivered and until I'm doing exactly what she believes in her heart that I'm supposed to do. And I'm not on here to complain. I'm not on here to be frustrated or anything like that, because I realize that that's just who she is and I accept it and I receive it. However, I'm sharing my story because I know that there's other people out there who go through the same thing, and you're struggling with insecurities. But in order to ever be able to overcome your insecurity, you got to get to the root of it. And for me, the root of my insecurity is the fact that the person who I have the most esteem for, the person who I love the greatest, is not equipped to fully love me the way that I need. And that type of estrangement has affected every area of my life. It has affected my relationships. It has affected me in business. It has affected me, even when it just comes to personal things for myself. It has affected me in so many areas. And And I wish I could just snap my finger and then all of a sudden, me and my mom just have this amazing relationship. And my mom is getting older. She looks younger, but she's getting older, and I'm 40 now. And you would think by now things would have been developed more and things would have come together more and we would have been stronger by now, but we're not. We're in a better place. Thank you, Holy Ghost. But we're still not where I would need for things to be in order to heal those areas the way that I would think that I would want them to be healed. So I have learned that what I need to do is just continue to receive what she can give and celebrate that, and then hope that the universe will continue to lead her in a path, before she leaves this earth, to understand my value. You know what I mean? It is hard. See, it is hard to know that someone is trying to value you, but they just can't. Because a man is who his mother tells him that he is. Every man needs his mother to speak into his life. And I don't got time to go into the spiritual law of it, but if you don't believe me, just Google what I'm saying. Every man psychologically needs his mother to speak into his life and give him his identity. We think it comes from the father, but the father just really teaches the skill. The father just teaches, I should not only want to just get it caught in male and female, but that mother energy and that father energy, that but the father gives the skill on how to accomplish whatever it is that the mother spoke, right? And to this day, my mom still has not given me what it is that I need, and given me that confirmation, like, hey, you got this, you can do this. Now, don't get me wrong, she encourages me in so many things, as far as just like, going to work, and whenever she needs anything, I'm always there for her, and I know what my assignment is, as far as what I'm supposed to do to help my mom become everything that she needs to be and fulfill her assignment here on this earth. But what I don't think she understands is that I need her to talk to me. And you would think, by me being a life coach, or me being in counseling, me going to therapy, you would think that my family would be open to that, but they're not. And if it doesn't come from a pastor or someone in a spiritual position who may not be educated, or who may not have the type of skills that are needed in order to be able to counsel or coach, she won't listen. And so I'm not here to try to convince her to be anything or do anything that she's not comfortable with. But I want to continue to focus on what it is that I need to do for me, so that I can continue to move on, because I don't want to be an insecure person. In past relationships, it's so funny. One of my exes named Lawrence, who is a great guy, and he and I are just amazing friends, and like, I love him, and he loves me. We have a great friendship. One of the things that I believe affected our relationship was just that I was insecure. I wasn't confident. I did not I always feel like I always feel like in every relationship that I'm never good enough. I always feel like that. In every single relationship that I've ever been in, I've always felt like I'm not good enough. But I know where the root of that comes from. That comes from the fact that in my mother's eyes, I'm still not good enough. I know that, right? And so I have to continue to deal with that, and I have to continue to work on that. And I just want to hopefully say something that's going to encourage you all as you're on your journey, and as you are moving forward in the things that you need to do, so that you will continue to correct those areas of your life. Because whenever we hear the word ego, we think pride, which the ego does include pride. But the ego is the part of us where fear is housed. And so anything that comes out of fear is coming from the ego, because fear is separate. Fear is separated from love. Again, I keep saying this: the opposite of love is not hate. And so we think that if I hate you, then I don't love you. No, because in order to hate something, you first have to love it in the beginning. But anyway, as we are dealing with our ego, as we're dealing with those places of fear in our life, and as we are overcoming those areas, it is important that we get to the truth of why we are in the place that we're in. And I know the place that I'm in is because of my relationship and or the lack of relationship that I have with my mom. I'm connected to my mom. I just got finished talking to her probably less than an hour ago. We talked, but sometimes I find the conversations to be a little empty because I just feel like I'm still not who she wants me to be. So it's just difficult. Y'all get what I'm saying? I really hope I'm making sense. It's just difficult. And so I'm learning that if I'm ever going to experience my greatest life, if I'm ever going to fulfill my purpose, then I got to get to the root of why I am the way that I am. I don't want to be an insecure person. I don't want to struggle with my insecurities. When I first started this YouTube channel, you all know, I would only really do YouTube maybe once a week and an interview every now and then. And that was because my insecurities start coming up. Like, people are not gonna like you. Folks are not gonna wanna hear you. Nobody's gonna subscribe to you, and nobody's gonna be in your corner. And yes, there has been people who have said that as well. But it was not even about so much what people said, except it was more about what I felt. And so now you all are wondering why I'm doing more YouTubes back to back and I'm coming live and I'm talking. It's because I'm overcoming that insecurity of what will happen if people don't receive me. Or what will happen if people don't hear me? Or what will happen? Or will they like me? Will they like? I'm overcoming it. Because it's not that I'm out of words. Spirit is always talking. Spirit is always encouraging. Spirit is always building. There's always a flow, but I had to overcome the what ifs of I'm not good enough. I had to overcome that, and I'm overcoming it. I'm not completely there. Y'all have no idea. Sometimes before I get on YouTube and sometimes before I do videos, I'm shaking. I have footage. This is the truth. I have footage that I still need to edit and post, but I'm just like, I don't know what people will think if I put this up, or I don't know what people will say. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to get caught in those cycles when those dysfunctional cycles are not broken. And one of the reasons why I believe I have not had a successful relationship is because I kept attracting people, and this is no shade to nobody, because every person who I've been in a relationship with has been amazing, and God used them to teach me, to help me, to lift me, to grow me. But one of the reasons why I believe that I keep attracting people with whom I'm never good enough is because that root of that energy is still in my life. And I'm not talking about my mama, I'm talking about the root of that energy is still in my life. And because that root of that energy is still in my life, then until it's removed, I'm gonna constantly go through that cycle. And now that I'm in a relationship with someone who has loved me unconditionally, I mean, y'all, unconditionally. Y'all hear me? Now, he didn't play all my shit, and he wasn't going to stand for a whole lot of things, but he has always loved me unconditionally. I'm experiencing what that is like, and it's helping me to be able to overcome the fear of me not being good enough, because evidently I'm good enough for somebody. And I'm realizing that as a result of me not feeling good enough for my mom, I in return inwardly did not feel good enough about myself. I know that I'm gifted, I know that I'm talented, I know that I have supernatural ability, but I don't know if I've ever really liked myself all that much, because I always looked at myself through the eyes of the person who I deemed the greatest. Whew. Y'all, I'm going deep. I'm revealing a whole lot. I don't know if I've ever really liked myself all like that. So I would get in relationships with people who I felt would make me feel better about myself instead of me doing the work to feel better about myself. And now that I'm starting to like me, now that I'm starting to see my worth, now that I'm starting to see how great I can actually be, because remember, before now, the only time that I thought that people would even deal with me was only for my gifts. And so those are the kind of people that I kept attracting. People who needed me to do this and needed me to do that. That's why I did that video, I'm Not Superman. Because I realize now I don't have to be. And if you don't like me, so what? My life is still going to go on and I'm still going to be great and I'm still going to do everything that I'm supposed to do. But it took me a long time to get there, and it took the healing love of the new energy in my life and people that God has surrounded me with for me to understand that, yo, whether your gift is in operation, whether you are this, whether you are that, there are people who honestly actually care about you. In spite of all the negativity that you heard about me, in spite of all the gossip, in spite of all the lies, and not everything that people said about me was a lie. Some of the shit was true. But there was a lot of lies too, but it doesn't matter because now I'm learning that God really has people that love me, and I don't have to continue to only look through the eyes of my mom who doesn't see me the way that I need to be seen. God has honestly sent people or sending people who actually see me, but I had to get out my own way. And now that I'm starting to see myself, it's causing me to dig at whatever it is that is keeping me from being the full person that I can be. And so whatever it is that I need to do, however it is that I need to go, whichever way that I need to operate, I'm willing to do that because I see myself as greater. I see myself as better than what I was. And I'm willing to do the work to overcome those things. And the root of 85% of Michael Hurd's issues, Michael Willis Hurd issues, is my insecurities. And I'm happy to be in a place where I'm overcoming them. But you cannot overcome what you don't confront. And I had to confront those things in myself, not try to change my mom, not try to make my mom become something that she's not, because she can only be who she is. I had to change me. And this is not my mom's fault. My mom is a product of what has been told to her by people that she trusts. People only do what they're exposed to. In my heart, I told you, like I said, my mom is in a battle between fully accepting and saying, I love the sin, love the sinner, hate the sin. But what people don't understand when they say that, they are still demonizing people and they're still building a barrier of a love between the love, the pure love that could flow, because I can only love you just so far. So I just wanted to encourage you. You can overcome your insecurities, whatever they are. Maybe your insecurity is not rooted with your mom. Maybe your insecurities is rooted in, your weight, or you just felt like you're not good enough on this end, and you not felt like you're not good enough on that end. But insecurity is basically the fear of rejection. But I think what the universe was trying to show me the whole entire time through all of my relationships is that even when people reject you, you still will make it. You still will live. There is still greater down the road. I don't know what I was fearing rejection for. My heart didn't stop beating. I didn't lose my brain. My body is still together. I can still see. I can still work. I just did not want to deal with the pain. But guess what? There's life after the pain. And when you work through the pain properly, you grow. But you already know we already done that lesson before. So that's where I'm at. I am overcoming my insecurities. And I'm loving myself. That's one of the reasons why I'm in the gym. That's one of the reasons why I'm working on my body. Y'all see me, in my swimwear and my underwear. Listen, because I'm working on my insecurities. I'm learning to be secure and happy with me. People can say, "Oh, that's a thirst trap." You can think it is whatever you want. At the end of the day, I am doing what feels great to me, and I'm happy, growing. And the person I am right now, you won't see in 5 years, because I'm ever evolving and I'm ever growing and I'm ever learning and I'm becoming better. So I just wanted to encourage all of us, as we are focusing on matriculation and elevation, that we don't forget to deal with the shit that has been holding us back. And for me, that's been those areas of insecurity. All right? I love every last single one of you. Please like this video, share this video, thumbs up this video, comment below. I hope that I said something that helped you. I hope I said something that lifts you up and that builds you. And it's so easy when you've been rejected, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go, to think, what is it about me that causes you not to like me? But the problem is not you. It's them. The only thing that you have to focus on is how to change your vibration so you no longer attract people who will fulfill the fear that you already struggle with. And the only way to do that is to get rid of the fear. All right? And we can do that. All right? Okay, I love you.